What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
Being the storied franchise the Boston Celtics has been, we've never seen that franchise since the departure of Larry Bird sustain a level of excellence for an extended period of time. We haven't seen that from the Boston Celtics since the Larry Bird era. You know, first it was Bill Russell and them boys who, you know, put Boston on the map, really, with all them championships. And, you know, Larry would do his thing and add to the championship tally with 3 more. And since then, man, that was the last long-standing great Celtics run, was the Larry Bird Boston Celtics. They were either a bad or middle-of-the-road franchise for many years after that. And then, obviously, you got the 2008 the Anything is Possible team. That's what I'm going to call them. KG, Ray Allen, Rondo, Paul Pierce, other players on that team, Tony Allen, Kendrick. I think Kendrick Perkins was on that championship squad. Yeah. KP was on that squad that won the championship. I'm pretty sure. And Poe. I think Poe was on that team. And some other players. I can't remember everybody right now off the top of my head. But anyway, they had 1 championship and 2 finals appearances, but outside of that, they never got back to the finals. You know, so that wasn't a very long-standing dominant run by any means. And then after that, they were just kind of whatever. And now you got the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown squad, and they've made it to the finals once, but they have no championships to show for it. Though they've been more or less a top team, definitely a top team in their conference for a handful of years now, but never won a championship. No championship glory there. So, that was he. When they say he certainly left behind a legacy, an untouched legacy, but nobody has really picked up the torch and ran with it for the Boston Celtics franchise to meet the heights that Larry Bird 1980 Celtics team had reached. We haven't seen that yet. Maybe the current Boston Celtics team can maybe run off 2 or 3 championships or something. Who knows? We'll see. I like the team they got right now. I like the moves they made. They look like one of the best teams in the league, no question about it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what the story has for us all in the end. But yeah, man. And Bird retired in the early 90s. So, yeah. But Larry Bird was a phenomenal teammate. And, you know, I spoke at it ad nauseum here. All about making his teammates better. Really played basketball the right way. Had a very balanced game when you look at it. You know, could do just about anything on the court he wanted to do, despite not being the best athlete on the floor, but being the best basketball player on the floor 99% of the time when he stepped out on the floor. No question about that. But with that, you look at, you know, the core of the team and how they, for the most part, outside of management having to do things, you know, those group of guys loved playing with Larry and stayed with the franchise as long as, you know, management would keep it around. But nobody would left because they didn't want to play with Larry. You know what I'm saying? Like that was really never the story. Even if you look at the cornbread situation, it wasn't quite that at all by any means. But these guys love playing with Larry. They all speak glowingly about him. To them, he was the greatest teammate you could ever have. I think Larry Bird did a great job at, you know, walking that line of, having to be a pit bull at times when it was necessary, but also understanding his team and being a leader in a way that was nurturing, even if, he had to be hard with him at times. Like, he wasn't demeaning or like super hyper aggressive like a Michael Jordan form of leadership was. But that comes with knowing your personnel, knowing your team, and management putting people around you that that can follow the lead of their star player, like a Larry Bird. But I think Larry Bird is one of those players that no matter who you put around him, he could reach them and never put them in a situation where they felt like they couldn't play with this person or this person was too much for them on any side of the spectrum. I think he just was really good at striking up a perfect balance where anybody that came into that organization felt like they were in a nurturing place and a good environment for them. I can't say the same about other great players' former leadership, like a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. You had to put the right people around them that could take their form of leadership and not feel isolated or not felt like they were getting attacked all the time, because not everybody responds well to that form of leadership. So those guys, you got to put the right people around them, because it might be too much for them, mentally especially. Right? But Larry Bird, I felt like, would be easier to build around from that perspective alone. I think it's a fair point I'm making. Anywho, if you guys have anything to add to this, the phenomenal teammate that is Larry Bird, please, would love to hear it. Drop it in the comment section. I appreciate you guys for stepping in. Check out our Larry Bird playlist. Check out our 1980s Boston Celtics playlist. And y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.